I'm here, you're here, and boy, big updates with more of the third stimulus package bill in front of us. What a night it is. This is the first of a double recording tonight where I go over new provisions of the third stimulus package obtained by this channel. Thank you to the followers and the viewers who have helped me get more of the bill provisions. And this is all shocking. Wall Street closed earlier today. Dow up shortly, and Nasdaq up just a little bit, less than 1% for the day. Wall Street generally quiet for the day. But yesterday, on the midday report on this channel, I delivered to you the first ever look of the third stimulus package bill. Tonight, I have more provisions of the third stimulus package bill. Specifically, I have rent, I have mortgages, and then I have EIDL. Oh boy. I have business grants. Oh yeah. I have a lot more provisions about the bill provisions, and I have more about what some groups were able to get into the bill since this weekend. A lot of big developments across the board. So thank you for joining me. This is the first of a doubleheader tonight. Thank you for all your well wishes. I'm still in pain, but here I am. Thank you for joining me on a big night. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video and consider becoming a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. In tonight's recording, I'm going to go over hazard pay, then the check, then FPUC, and also tax credits. Meantime, I'll deliver to you the first ever look into what's going on with rent in the third stimulus package. In the video right after this, I'll be going over the business money. The business money, and you're going to be surprised, and it's going to be a cold read, so I'm rushing on the camera with a 35-page document. I'm really excited for you. Let's get right to the details. The third stimulus package bill is being worked in the subcommittees this week. The subcommittees are separating the bill based upon the subject matter. So the Ways and Means Committee has the check, has the tax credits, and has FPUC. The Business Administration Committee has the business part, and another committee has the rent. I'll be getting to that shortly. Oh, the Committee on Financial Services. It has the rent, and it also has the Defense Production Act. What I want to say before I start, this is really big, is that if you hear something in this video and you're like, I want to step up, I want to step up and tell them they got to modify this. Guess what? You can do it, because that's what they were doing all weekend long, and they're still doing it. Now's the time. Today is Tuesday, so I want you to know you can step up. Let me actually get right to that right now. I'm going to start with that tonight. A statement out of the chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus says that they were working around the clock to get provisions that were out back in. What's going on? On Friday, Joe Biden said that the $15 minimum wage was coming out of the third stimulus package. You heard it, I heard it, it was on CBS. Well, the progressives heard it and had a cow about it. And apparently, all weekend long, the progressives hammered to get put into the bill the $15 minimum wage. So the $15 minimum wage is back in the bill. It was out as of Friday. It's back in because of the House progressives. So I'm putting this at the front of the video to give you a lot of inspiration and pushing. Because if you're watching this video and want to do FPUC retro, you want to do SS200, this is the time and place to push, because people are pushing to get stuff into the bill that's going out, they're getting back in. We're bracing for wins of these issues. We're going to push all these all the way to the end, said Jeff Pahal, the chair of the House Progressives. That included a Sunday call with the Senate Budget Committee Chair, Bernie Sanders, and the House leadership to ensure that provisions were back in there. She heard the CBS interview with Biden. She was not happy. I was doing everything I could to get it in there, Jayapal said. She was forcing amendments. She was calling people on the phone. Now they've gotten that $15 minimum wage back in there. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was asked today whether the bill will survive. It won't survive, but he was asked, he would not answer it. So this is really big news. This is why I'm leading with this. If you're watching this video and you're like, wait a second, I don't like the FPUC retroness, I don't like the SS 200 being excluded. I want those things in there. These are who you tag. You tag the committees that are doing that particular issue. Now, I think you should absolutely tag Elizabeth Warren. I think you should tag Bernie Sanders for SS 200. I think you should tag them both also for FPUC Retro. I think you should tag the budget chair for who is Neil, for who is going who's chair of the Ways and Means Committee. If you remember, you saw the PDFs yesterday. His name is on all of them, Neil. So you should tag him because hey, they're still working. They're putting things in. They're taking things out. That's what they're doing. So I want you to do that. Let's cut to the check. So the check under the third stimulus package, $1,400 an individual, $2,800 a married couple, and adult dependents, $1,400, minor dependents, $1,400. And you're hearing, wait a second, that's not the $3,200 for adult dependent. Yeah, so that needs to be fixed. That if you're watching this and you're an adult dependent or you advocate for adult dependents, go on social media and start that advocacy as a purple power. Say, wait a second, we were supposed to have Cash Act for adult dependents. They were supposed to get $3,200, not $1,400. As Mike just said, adult dependents are not being treated correctly. They aren't being treated correctly. So go on social media and say, hey, this should be for $3,200. It should not be $1,400. Also call them up. Call them up on the phone and say, hey, what are you doing? You were supposed to give us Cash Act. What are you doing to the adult dependents? Get them in there. Get them in there. There's still time. This is early in the week. It's Tuesday. This is not Friday at 5 o'clock. This is Tuesday. So you can still get this going. Um, then there was some good news for the check. The good news for the check was the non-filer filings. If you're on SSI or SSDI, Social Security or Railroad benefits, or you are and you have a child or anything, or you're a new parent and you just had a child, there's always a confusion about a missing check. Someone's not getting a check. Well, the good news is they're calling for the return of the non-filer filing form to ensure that you get this missing check because people are just not getting these checks. And so that non-filer filing will be coming back. That's good news as well. All right, let's turn then to the income eligibility for the check. The income eligibility for the check is unchanged, so that's also really good news. Nothing you heard from the Republicans is happening. So it's still $75,000 individual, $150,000 married couple or less. Those income eligibilities are still the same. Um, Let me get to tax credits. Tax credits are bonkers. They don't make any sense. They don't make any sense. The tax credits are for the year 2021, the tax year 2021, meaning you can get the tax credit in 2022. What? That don't make any sense. You should be on social media saying, wait a second, these tax credits should be in 2021. We should get the benefits of the tax credits now. Well, the tax year 2020 for the tax return you're filing in 2021, it shouldn't be next year. You need this money right now. Um, that yes, so that was a big surprise. The tax credits of which there's three that I delay in this channel: the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, the child care tax credit. All those are currently on the books. They've been laws for 10 something years, but the modifications are still the modifications under Joe Biden's third stimulus package are to take effect next year. It doesn't make sense. Again, Joe Biden wants to have it for the tax year 2021, meaning you would do it on the tax return you're filing next year. It doesn't make sense. 800 people in the room and 300 likes. Let's get to $1,500 and 1,000. Thank you for the nice comments. I'm still struggling, but it's important to make this recording for you because there's a lot of big news tonight. All right, so, oh wow, Aaron, thank you for the massive cat. Oh, meow. Thank you for the massive cat. I really appreciate it. Meow. Hello, how are you? Um, let's get to this document. I know, I know you're going to see a lot of new PDFs. I'll get them to you hopefully tomorrow. So please don't send me a DM. I didn't get that PDF yet. Please don't prod the bear. I know I'm the bear, but don't prod the bear. So I'm gonna show you one of the new PDFs you'll see tomorrow. Thank you, Vivian, for the nice chat. So this is one of the new bills. I want to thank all the viewers who have been searching for new bills new parts of the bill for me. Again, this is a new part of another part of a bill you've never seen before. This is the one that concerns rent. And this is from the Committee on Financial Services. Thank you to Victor and Margaret who sent me parts of the bill. They found them in different sections. So the Committee on Financial Services has the rent part, and the rent part is quite voluminous. I mean, it just sort of goes on and on and on and on. You'll see the documents dated February 5th, so they were all sort of added about the same day. There is rent for individuals, and there's rent for low income, and then there's mortgage in here as well. It is long, but it starts with the Defense Production Act. Okay, so housing revision. So you want to go to subset. You want to go shortly into the document. It refers to the housing provision. So it's dedicating $19 billion for rent. 305 million of it is for Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Mariana and American Samoa. The allocation will be the following. It will be dedicated to states and local governments. So that's what we thought. It's going to state and local governments. Under a subsection, and it is modifying a previous act. So as you see, I'm doing this a cold read. So it looks like it doesn't look like this is being run by the federal government again. It looks like they're giving the money to state and local, like second stimulus. Remember, third stimulus, the money was supposed to be at state and local at the federal government, and you're supposed to apply to the federal government for the stimulus, for the rent. But here it looks like it's going to the cities and states. But it does say grants. The secretary shall pay all eligible grantees no less than 50% of their total allocation provided under this act. Financial eligible households. Okay, so here we go. Sure, you can get up to 18 months of. Here's the details. Page 10. Page 10. Yeah, I know someone's gonna say, I never got a copy. I just got the copy 10 seconds ago. So give it a little second. You can get up to 18 months of rent, and then you get rent arrears. That's great. Utility and home energy costs, utilities and home energy costs in arrears, and other expenses related to housing. That's wonderful. Now, where do you get the money from, though? It looks like you're getting the money from the state and local. I'm still flipping through it. Allocation of funds. The secretary shall pay the grantee. The assistance from the household maintenance section records income. The eligible grantee, the 50 states of the United States, household, secretary, unit of local government. So it does look like it's being administered by the local governments, but it's really hard to tell. It does look like the state and local is administering the financial aid for rent. Then emergency housing. So this is for homeless. $5 billion for homeless. This is really good. Incremental emergency housing vouchers. And anyone that's home. Oh, this is really good news. So this is how you qualify for the homeless vouchers. If 1, you're homeless, or 2, you are at risk of homeless, 3, you're fleeing or attempt to flee domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, stalking, or human trafficking, or recently homeless. So this is really great news. The secretary shall set up a process for public housing agencies to accept or decline. Okay, so there you go. That's really interesting. So in there, you see the housing part of the bill. The takeaway is 1, it looks like the money is sent out from city and state. So it's going to look like second stimulus. Again, not what Joe said. President Biden said that the money would be administered by a federal agency. You would apply to the federal agency for the rent. The federal agency would pay the rent. what I'm seeing so far in the language, it looks like that there will not be a federal agency you apply to for the rent. It looks like you'll apply to state and local for the rent. Um, there'll be rent for middle income, low income, and also homelessness. Homelessness is actually very beautifully defined. It includes both people who are homeless, the threat of homeless, or have become homeless because of domestic violence and things like that. Really quite wonderful. I really like that. Nancy, I love Nancy's comments on the screen. I just sent Elizabeth Warren a message concerning SSI 200. There you go. I love that. So that is wonderful. Um, and if you see Nancy's comment, retweet it on social media. So that's wonderful. So that is the rent part of the third stimulus package. Uh, Now that we're at the 15-minute mark, let me give you a big update where we are. This is the 15-minute mark of Evenings LA. This is the first of a doubleheader tonight on Evenings LA. I'm going to try to make another recording. I think I'm going to be able to make it so far. The second one may be a little bit shorter, but there are going to be two recordings. Why tonight? Because not only because there always is, but because tonight I have you see how thick this is? I mean, this is thick. I have a lot of new parts of the third stimulus package bill. I have new parts of the third stimulus package bill, and I appreciate all your wonderful comments to me about staying safe and taking time off and resting. I really appreciate it. I am still in pain, but I'm not exerting myself in a dangerous circumstance, so I do appreciate that. The reason why I wanted to record tonight is because this stuff is very important. I don't want you to miss any of this. This is what you've been waiting for a while, and I've been waiting for this a while. This is the deal. These are the bill provisions. This is not Tesla stock. Tesla stock, we can talk any old day. This is the actual deal provision. I do not have COVID. Thank you, Chelsea, for that comment. I have a jaw ear injury, but no. Thank you for that nice shady comment. Yeah, I have dancing pear syndrome. I have, I sprained my ankle by dancing to too many pears. No, I have a jaw and this whole area is just, as you can tell, I'm talking a little weird. I'm talking like a robot. I'm talking like other channels tonight. You're so boring tonight. You're not talking. You're not very animated. Yeah, you're talking like other channels. I can't move this side that much. So there you go. Um, will I be here tomorrow? Yes, you'll see a full slate of programming tomorrow. And there's not going to be a single show missed tomorrow, believe it or not. And thank you. Mama T, I'm going to send you a private message because I have a big thank you because she had a very good suggestion today. And I told everyone her suggestion. I was like, that was a good suggestion. So I really appreciate Mama T for her suggestion. It wasn't something recent. She said a few weeks ago. So I leaned on that suggestion. What about mortgage assistance? Said someone in the Instagram room. That's a great question. Mortgage assistance. Let me. I was supposed to give you an update. Let me give you an update. I'll get to that in a second. The big update as you sit here this evening, is that the third stimulus bill is being worked on in subcommittees of the House. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to do what the progressives did over the weekend. The progressives, in an interview with Politico tonight, said that they heard that Joe Biden took out the $15 minimum wage. They absolutely hammered everyone left and right over the weekend, Monday, to put it back in. They got it back in. So Patricia just said SS 200. You need to hammer these people. Not an ear infection. No, I wish it was. It's not an ear infection. You need to hammer these people to ensure that they get these things back in this bill. SS 200 is certainly possible to get in this bill, and FPUC retro is possible. MSC, not possible. Not possible here. The $3,200 adult dependent, that's absolutely, yeah, you should be hitting that $3,200 adult dependent right away. That should be in there. These different subcommittees are doing different parts of the bill. You yesterday got 9 PDFs on this channel. I'll repost that tweet again if you're a new member to this channel. That comment to the community page if you're a new member since yesterday. But tonight we have more parts of the bill, and if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. 500 likes, come on. Get the injured guy some likes, come on now. 1,500 people, 1,400 people, let's get to 1,500 people and 1,000 likes. Come on now. I know I'm talking like a robot. Thank you, Chris, for the dancing pear. Sorry I missed anyone else's dancing pear earlier when I was looking down. Thank you, Chris, for the dancing pear. I really appreciate it. Not a toothache. I wish it was a toothache. Also, it's not a toothache. It's like someone's. Yeah, it's it's a little bit more painful than that. When we receive the $3,200, how will we receive the $3,200? The well, the $3,200 is not in the bill. It's $1,400 as adult dependent, and the way you would receive it is the person whose tax return you appear as the dependent on would get it. All right, let's go to FPUC. FPUC. It doesn't make sense. FPUC of the third stimulus package, as first delineated yesterday on this channel at 3 o'clock, under the third stimulus package is from March to August. March to August. Yeah, I have enough pain in my side of my face. I can't even talk about this without being angry. So yeah, you already know this is wacko. March to August 30th for $400 a week. Not what you were promised a week ago, not what you were promised 2 weeks ago, not what you promised 3 weeks ago, not what you promised last year. So go on social media, get those tweeting going on. This is not what was promised. Meantime, what about hazard pay? What about hazard pay? What about EIDL grants? What about EIDL loans? Are they going to do the full EIDL grant? Or they could do the small EIDL grant. Look at this. I mean, just look at that. Look how thick that is. That is the Committee on Small Business. That is the business section, the business part of the third stimulus package. This is what you've been wondering about. It's not the hazard pay part, as far as I see, but what is in there? It has in there paycheck protection, PPP again. It has. It's just like how many pages on this stupid PPP. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. It has. There we go. Let me hold it up. Hey, Shelly. Everyone welcome Shelly to the family. Everyone welcome Shelly to the family. Thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. And if anyone else joined in this family, I'm sorry if I missed you because I was looking down. Everyone welcome Shelly to the family. So look at that interesting language. Look at that interesting language. The first time you're hearing this, I think anywhere online, targeted EIDL advance. The EIDL grant is back, but it's called the targeted EIDL advance again. That makes my back squirm every time I hear that. And guess what? Who? There's gonna be a lot of surprises in there. Boy, your head is gonna roll on the video after this because I'm going over what this EIDL grant says in here, and yeah, that thing I just put down, it's like 40 pages long. It's long, and it's not particularly what we thought the EIDL grant was gonna say. So get ready for that. Let's go to hazard pay. Hazard pay. What's going on with hazard pay? What happened to the free broadband for the second stimulus act? That's a great question. Still looking for it. If anyone has found it, don't know. There has been a lot of calls to action where second stimulus items have not been sent out. Actually, Republicans have said this as well. I don't know who's to blame, but there's a lot of things the second stimulus have not rolled out, and I don't know why. If any viewer has found the internet, I don't know where it is. Someone just on the screen said, I need hazard pay for all the women in here that love me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Bless your soul. Hazard pay. Yeah, oh boy. Hazard pay. So Joe Biden Joe Biden went to a San Francisco hairstylist today, and so he decided we all need hazard pay. No. Joe Biden met in the Oval Office today. J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dixon, Jamie Dimon, Walmart's Doug McDillon, Gap's Sonia Siegel, Lowe's Marvin Ellison, and Tom Donahue, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. They're asked, "Oh my God, Margie, thank you for the massive super chat." And I just looked up. Thank you so much, Margie, for the massive super chat. Very, very, very kind. Um, what's going on for hazard pay? I have not found hazard pay. The viewers of this channel have not found hazard pay. If you've been looking around for me to find the hazard pay provisions of the third stimulus package bill, tell me if you find it. I've not found it. This is what I think Joe Biden's doing. I think he today told the congressional leaders, the CEOs, what I thought he was going to do. Tell them you pay them you pay your employees hazard pay, or we're going to require you to pay them hazard pay. Now, he does not need to do that by bill. He can do the executive order, or he can do it as a separate bill. But I think that's what's going to happen with the private hazard pay. I think he's going to order certain industries to pay you hazard pay. Let's see if that's what's happening, because I'm certainly interested to see if that's what's happening. But if you're a viewer of this channel and you have been looking high and low for the part of the bill concerning hazard pay, tell me if you found it. I've not found it. We found other sections. I would think the hazard pay would be like the labor department, the labor subdivision. Is it bad again? No, I just don't have the hazard pay yet. So I'm thinking that he's going to order businesses to pay you hazard pay. Meaning the federal government's not going to pay the hazard pay. They're ordering the business to pay you hazard pay. Why? Because in the summary that you have had since January 23rd, that's your January 23rd PDF, the very first one, he said he was going to tell the private sector employers to pay you hazard pay, which means the federal government is not going to pay it to you. They're going to order your employer to pay it to you. There's 1,000 things that don't work with that I don't particularly like. One of them is your employer's bankrupt. Your employer doesn't exist anymore. Your employer is one of 400,000 businesses that worked the first few months of the pandemic have now closed their doors because they don't exist anymore. Or you're an independent contractor. How does that work? Because you work with 20 different employers. You don't have an employer. You're solo. You're sole practitioner. So do businesses get a tax credit for that? That's a great question, Cindy. I saw a business tax credit in one of the documents tonight that I was looking through. I didn't want to be too late to camera, so I didn't have time to read it. But I did see a business tax credit in one of the things mentioned in here, and it was bringing back an old business tax credit of 2010 or modifying it. So I have no idea what they're doing. So I'd be interested to see what that's about. At the 28-minute mark, with 1,500 people in the room and 800 likes. Let's see if we get those likes up. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LA. Let me give you a big update where we are tonight. I'll be back next in about 5 minutes from now with a continuation of Evenings LA, where I'll be going over the business part of the third stimulus package and more about this SSI and SSDI, how you can still push to get this in there. Hey, Catalay, how are you? Thank you for the very nice message. Also, the video after this is always called Purple. That's the spirit of the purple. Pushing to get things in there. So after this video ends, I'll be back with another video just about 3 minutes after this. If you make sure you watch for that video, grab that feed. The video feed will go live. Also like this video. Get those likes up to 1,000. 800 people, 800 likes, 1,600 people in the room. Great numbers. That video will be about 5 minutes from now. And then after that, I'll be back with you at 10 o'clock tonight with Hazard Pay. That'll be a live chat. Thank you for tonight. If you've not subscribed, please do. And stay informed, stay focused, and stay up LA for more. See you in a little bit.